Hi everyone, my name is Tamanna Chaudhary. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a physics expert on Unacademy for NEET UG, but I must tell you this video has nothing to do with physics, at least not directly. I want this video to be a little more general. I want the contents of this video to revolve around a person who wants to be or has decided to be good at any skill, like has decided to be either good at playing basketball, playing football, doing calculations, being able to concentrate, being able to focus, being able to meditate, being able to be good at physics, right? So I want the contents of this video to revolve around this person who has decided to be good at something, who has decided to be good at X, where the value of X or what the X is subjective and varies from viewer to viewer. So you can be anyone at all. If you want to be good at something, this is the video for all of you. This basically I want to compartmentalize being good at something or developing a skill into 4 steps that have worked for me, and the 4 steps that I generally use in my life based on little but significant knowledge that I do have. So let us simply get into the video. I'm hoping that you will take these 4 steps out of this video, apply in your lives, and simply get to the position that you want to and be able to do something that you have wanted to do since the past. Number one step is to appreciate the cerebral capacity that we have. Now, please understand this. You are not a dog, you are not an elephant, you are not a horse. You are someone who has such great cerebral capacity that comes out of from years of evolution. And because of the cerebral capacity, there is one thing you can count on as long as you refer yourself as a Homo sapien. It is there is one skill that all of you have, no matter who you are, what kind of upbringings you have had, what kind of education you have had. That skill is the skill of developing skills. So I want to focus on number one step, which talks about knowing your capabilities, because very often we feel like, or whenever we see that we are not good at something, we simply assume that, oh, okay, we are not made for this. We are not made for being a doctor. We are not cut out to be an actor. We are not, calculation is not our cup of tea. Maths is not our cup of tea. ऐसा नहीं होता. So understanding that whatever you are bad at right now is basically a skill that you have not developed. But because you inherit a skill of building skills, you can easily, let's not use the term easily, let us use the term you can probably, if you try your hardest, you can be able to do whatever you are not being able to do right now. So this understanding is very important, because if you do not believe that you will be able to do something, you will not be able to do something. So having that 100% confidence that, okay, I am in this spot A right now, and spot A is equal to me being extremely cringy and bad at doing this, but it's okay. This is my present. I will work on it and I'll get to the point B, and I'll sit on point B, and point B is equal to me being extremely good at that, or at least being good at that skill such that I do not embarrass myself. That depends on how much you are able and how much you are ready to work on that particular skill. Once you have had this understanding, you have a push. Okay, shuru karte hain. So there then comes step number 2. And to explain you the step number 2, which actually focuses on how do we develop a skill, I would like to take an example, which you'll know as soon as I say the first 4 words of that example. Imagine a boy who want to learn riding a bicycle. I know you have heard this example a lot of times, not just from me, but from other sources as well, but bear with me. Imagine there is a boy who wants to learn riding a bicycle, and he starts riding a bicycle, like he sits on the bicycle, he rotates the pedals, and then he falls down. Now, there will be 2 realities from here. There will be 2 thoughts, and the boy has the option. Yes, option. The boy has the option to choose any of the either thoughts. Thought 1 being, ki, oh man, this riding bicycle is a difficult thing. It is more difficult than I thought. Maybe this is not for me. This is going to take a lot of hard work. I am not made to ride a bicycle. Maybe I should simply jump onto riding cars. I use this example because, again, I'm a teacher and my examples are going to revolve around the conversations that I have with my students. And I hear this from my students more number than I would want to. That maybe we are not made for being a doctor. Maybe we do not have this in ourselves to be cracking NEET. Majority of my viewers are going to be NEET aspirants, and you know this, that either you have said this to me or you have said this to some other person, but there you cannot nullify the probability of this thought being planted in your brain by yourself or by someone else at least once in your preparation journey. So this is thought number one. Thought number two can be that this boy will think, oh man, like this is more difficult than I thought. This is going to take more time for me to master it, more than I thought. So let me try as much as I can do today, and then I'll try again tomorrow. Then there comes tomorrow. He sits on the seat one more time, pedals the bicycle, falls one more time. Then he says, let me try again tomorrow. The days passes by till the boy realizes that he still is falling, but the frequency with which he is falling has lowered. The number of times he is falling has lowered. There is an improvement. Improvement will give you confidence. Confidence does not come from motivational videos. Confidence does not come from educational videos like these. Confidence comes from improvement, where you are able to see, not just visualize, but able to see कि बात तो है, कुछ बात तो है, कुछ तो हम में है. वो होना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. Now, this boy has not perfected his skill of riding a bicycle, but he has improved his skill of riding a bicycle. Then he says, okay, I'll try again tomorrow. Then comes tomorrow, I'll try again. A day later, he tries again, he tries again, he tries again, to come back to a point where now the boy is able to ride the bicycle without falling down. This is how you build a skill. You will not be good at any skill that you have not developed yet. Like, you are your decisions. Your life is the collection of decisions that you have took in the past. So if you are bad at something, view it as a skill that you have not developed yet, and then start giving inputs, small inputs, big inputs, but consistent inputs, so that you can be able to see at least some amount of improvement. That is going to boost you to work even harder. That is going to boost you to even give more time duration to process B or step B for you to improve more. So this is a loop. You have to, but give that initial boost so that you can get into this loop of constantly improvement, constantly being good at something, then even being better at something. And if you do it over a large frame of time, you become great at doing it. Which brings me to step number 3, is having a vision. Like, for example, if a student comes to me and he tells me, I am not good at physics, I do not know how to calculate, I do not know how to approach the questions, and physics might not be my cup of tea, what do I do? So I usually advise the student to understand a very basic thing, that if you start building the skill of approaching questions, if you start building the skill of solving questions, which can only be done when you start doing it, when you start sucking at it, ye bhi nahi ho raha hai humse, but then you do it whatsoever, है ना? Then you see the improvement, which boosts you to even get better at it by more work inputs. So this understanding is very important, that if you start your journey of building a skill at times equal to 0, you will not be able to see any kind of improvement, or I can say significant amount of improvement in a short span of time. So if I am a student, for example, if I am a student who does not know how to calculate, or who is not good at calculations, I And if I decide to build that skill of calculating from today, I might see some kind of improvement in 1 month, then a little more improvement in 2 months. But for me to be able to get to the spot where I can confidently say that that calculation is my cup of tea, that might take 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 12 months. So, how, what is the time duration it is taking for you to develop a skill will vary from the person to person, but you will be developing the skill. So you need to take, like, you need to underestimate the improvement that you will be able to see in a short span of time, and give a little more value to the kind of improvement and the kind of person that you will become, the kind of skill that you will be able to inherit, and of what quality in a large span of time. So for example, if someone wants to be good at being consistent, you start your efforts of being consistent from day one, and take the 2 year vision कि अभी आज जो मैं इंसान बनना चाहती हूँ वो मैं आज नहीं हूँ, मे बी मैं कल भी नहीं होंगी, मैं 1 महीने के बाद में भी नहीं होंगी, 2 महीने के बाद में भी नहीं होंगी, लेकिन मुझे काम करना है 2 साल बाद वाली तमन्ना के लिए, बिकॉज आई ओ दिस टू हर. Whatever my life is, like, I'm not talking about I'm just talking about if I'm a person, whatever my life is today is decided by the steps that I took last year. It is decided by the decisions I took last year, or maybe an year before that, or maybe even further in year before that. And the decisions that I'm taking today or will be taking, in this current present, will be influencing who I turn out to be in the next year, or maybe in 2 years, maybe in 3 years. So valuing the kind of improvement, or valuing the quality of skill, the efficiency of the skill that you will be able to develop in a larger time frame is very important. Because if you uh, overestimate the improvement that can be brought in a short span of time, and because you will be then constantly what can I say, you will be constantly disappointed, because जो आप अपने आप से एक्सपेक्टेशन रख के चल रहे हैं कि मैं इतनी स्किल डेवलप कर लूंगा इतने टाइम फ्रेम में, वो एक्सपेक्टेशन में भी आपकी कैपेबिलिटीज के हिसाब से 6 महीने की है, और आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं 1 मंथ में, कैसे होगा? हो सबसे सब कुछ जाएगा, बस कितना जल्दी होगा कितना लेट होगा वो वेरी करता है. So to understand this, that you would have to give as much as time as is required, and you have to take a vision which aligns itself with 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. That is very important. And once you understand all of this, step number 4 is actually deciding your tribe. Do you understand what is the meaning of tribe? Tribe is the group of individuals that you surround yourselves with, and the group of individuals whose opinions are important to you. Never take, like, in the process, this process of developing skill can be a little cumbersome, and sometimes it can be sadistic as well. Like, imagine a person is not very good at speaking, and he or she decides to develop this communication skill, right? He or she opens a YouTube channel, and उसको अच्छे से बोलना ही नहीं आ रहा है, so there are a lot of comments revolving around कि पहले भाई बोलना सीख ले, पहले बहन इंग्लिश में कैसे बोलते हैं ये तो सीख लो, आप पहले भाषा तो सीख लो, फिर बाद में कोशिश करना. तो देर आर गोइंग टू बी अ लॉट ऑफ सच इंस्टेंसेस, ये तो मैंने सिर्फ एक एग्जाम्पल दिया है, वेयर सच काइंड ऑफ क्रिटिसिज्म इज कमिंग फ्रॉम ऑनलाइन. Such kind of criticism is virtual, but sometimes that criticism will not be virtual. Sometimes it will come from the person who is sitting next to you. So it is very important to bifurcate the people around you into 2 categories. Number 1 category, जिनके जैसे बनना नहीं चाहते हो, उनसे एडवाइजेस मत लो. जैसे कि मान लो एक पर्सन ए है, पर्सन ए में स्किल नंबर 1 बहुत अच्छी है, स्किल नंबर 2 अच्छी नहीं है. पर्सन बी में स्किल नंबर 1 अच्छी नहीं है, स्किल नंबर 2 अच्छी है. तो अगर तुम दोनों स्किल डेवलप कर रहे हो, तो आप पर्सन ए से एडवाइस लीजिए स्किल नंबर 1 की, और वो जो भी एडवाइजेस दे स्किल नंबर बी से, उड़ा दो उसको, because that person is not good at doing that. So how is he or she capable of giving you the advices or giving you the opinions which is going to help you in being good at that? उसी तरीके से अगर आप स्किल 2 डेवलप कर रहे हैं, तो आप एडवाइस लीजिए पर्सन बी से. So let there be many people you take the advices from, let there be many people you take the help from, but be smart enough to differentiate between what kind of person will be able to give you what kind of advice. If you are assuming that there is this perfect person and you can go to that person with all kind of advices that you want, that is a sadistic expectation. That is an unreal expectation, because although a man or a woman can be good at anything he or she decides to do, but sometimes we do not. Like for example, I am very bad at dancing. Actually not. ये भ्रम मेरा हालांकि में खत्म हुआ है. Let's say I am very bad at doing something. ठीक है, that is because I have not decided to be good at it. So you cannot take my advice if you are deciding to be good at that and you have decided to be developing that skill. Do you get me? So be careful of who you take the advices from. तो आने दो, जाने दो, जब तक वो जो तुम्हें एडवाइस दे रहा है किसी स्किल के बारे में, उनके अंदर वो स्किल नहीं है. उन्हीं से एडवाइजेस लो जिनमें वो स्किल है जो तुम इनहेरिट करना चाहते हो. ऐसे बोला जाता है ना कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो टीचर की छवि होते हैं, जैसे टीचर वैसे स्टूडेंट्स, ऐसे बोला जाता है. इसीलिए बोला जाता है बिकॉज टीचर जो बताएगा दैट इज गोइंग टू बी ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ वो टीचर के पास कौन सा स्किल सेट है, और वही स्किल सेट फिर बच्चों में भी डेवलप होगा बिकॉज द बिहेवियर पैटर्न्स अलाइन. ठीक है, आई एम होपिंग दैट आई हैव मेड सम सेंस, पुट सम सेंस इनटू यू. And that is all for this video, everyone. Let me know your valuable feedbacks in the comment section. Share this video with someone who might need this, and keep showing love, everyone. Thank you so much. Sayonara.